Welcome back to Blue's Garden. This is my growing squash video. I plant a bunch of different winter squash and summer squash, and I usually start the seed somewhere around April 1st. I will show you each process. This is my Waltham butternut. It is a winter squash, which doesn't mean you grow it in winter. It means it's great for storing long-term over winter. I typically, in my little seed trays, I plant 6 seeds of each, one in each 1-inch tray. This is just seed starter, sifted, so there's no big chunks in there. And I typically put a tiny bit of some seed starter over the top. And, of course, label every single one. 6 butternut. Same thing here for my delicata, which this is the last time you're going to see them because they actually failed. They did not germinate correctly and ended up growing no delicata. 6 delicata, you know, it's always good to have the pluses and minuses, the lessons learned. I don't know if I had a bad bunch of seeds or they were old seeds. I'll try again. And they all got the same conditions. They all got the same soil. They all got the same watering label. Not that it mattered. That ended up being empty. Spaghetti squash. I didn't get a ton of spaghetti squash, but I'll plant more this coming season. Funny thing, and I'll show you that and when that comes up. 6, again. Cover it with seed starter. Water them. Label them, as always. Now, those were my winter squash. My summer squash, I did a batch of golden zucchini. Again, 6, 1 in each tray or cell, and then a tiny bit of soil on top. And then label. Six of my Black Beauty. What's the typical zucchini when a lot of people think of a dark green zucchini? 1 in each cell, a little bit of soil on top. Cover them. And after a week or so, you start to see them coming up. Notice the delicata are empty. After a couple of weeks, they look pretty healthy. They're nice and strong. What this is 4 weeks inside, and then I spend a week getting them ready to go outside. I plant them in 10-gallon grow bags. Inside each 10-gallon grow bag, it's 1/3 compost, 1/3 sphagnum peat moss, and 1/3 garden soil left over from last year's bags. Mix it all together. I usually also put in a handful of like some Espoma organic tomato fertilizer, tomato tone or garden tone, one or the other. It's pretty even. For me, I did 3 butternut outside and 3 spaghetti squash, and I ended up doing 4 Black Beauty and 4 golden zucchini. Three butternut, 3 spaghetti squash, 4 each of the golden. So when I say 4 weeks inside as they're grown, 1 week of hardening off, that means 1 hour outside the first day, back inside, 2 hours outside, back inside, 4 hours, then 6 hours, then 8 and 8 overnight. And then you can plant them outside. This is after a few more weeks. You start to see the squash really taking hold. The zucchini really does take off. Here is one of the butternut coming along. That one is one that did not germinate correctly. Actually, I'm sorry, that was spaghetti squash. Butternut growing nicely. I tend to go outside once things starting to look good and start poking around, seeing how things are going. Look at this one. You'll see one has a nice flower and one does not, and that one did not germinate correctly. I'll just peel that off. Did not pollinate correctly. I picked the first one that was somewhat ready, and that was obviously not ready. Now check this out. Here's my first butternut of the season. Little tiny baby cutie. Again, looking around inside, see what? If it's not pollinated correctly, I'll just pick it off. Why waste the energy to the plant? I try and get out there every couple days and take a look. And somewhere in the early, well, you all know when summer season, you start to get them hot and heavy, they start coming in. It's funny because once they come, then you can't get rid of them. They're just there in every season, every day, every couple days, you're picking another couple zucchini. You learn to make zucchini bread and some roasted. I didn't think I had any spaghetti squash, and my neighbor asked me to come look in her yard, and growing through the shrubbery between us, I found a spaghetti squash. As it gets to be fall and the cooler nights, you'll notice that the winter squash is ready. I will start harvesting them and bringing them indoors. They get ready when you see them go from a green to a nice pale. After they've been sitting for a little bit inside, they get a nice, certainly the butternut gets a nice creamy color. There's one of the spaghetti squash. Tiki says, thanks for watching. Or maybe she said, please like and subscribe. Tough to tell. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow, and that helps you grow.